Good morning. So as promised, I'm going to do an engraving and a very small cut today, but I thought I would just show you the basics. So the first thing is the temperature on your machine should never, that one there, should never be above 22 degrees. So over here we have a little pump in there. It's a fish pond pump. I'm going to switch that on because this runs water through the not through the machine, around the back. I don't know the technicalities of it, and cools it down. In here, I actually bought this freezer especially. I have got loads and loads of bottles. So I start off by putting 2 frozen bottles in the bucket here, and that's distilled water we have in there. Apparently it's the best thing. Don't know. So that's on, and now what I'm going to do is turn on the machine also. Now generally I won't start cutting till it's about at 20. Below is even better, but 20 is a reasonable number. If I'm doing a lot of cutting, and especially with the hot days we've had, and it gets to 22, I pause the cut, replace bottles, and wait till it comes down before I continue. So you can always pause and it will carry on from where it stopped. So I'm using Lightburn. That's the software that the machine had in it, or the motherboard has got. So that's not what I want to do today. Let's just save that and open. Sorry. That's the one I want to do. Okay, so basically where the blue is, it's going to be engraved full because I've set the numbers as I want it. The red is an automatic cut, so this might take a while because it's going to engrave all of that, and then afterwards I'll see how I feel. I might do an outline, but for now that's what it's going to do. So the other thing I need to do is there is a cable just over there. As you can see, there's a USB in there. So I need to just take that cable and put it into the laptop. Let me put this down. Connect that to the laptop. And over there, you'll see it's ready. Okay, so now, and you can see the temperature is also coming down quite nicely, and that's the bed. It needs a wash. I've taken it out once to wash it. It needs another one. Okay, let me just get some wood. Hold on a moment. Oh, I have, because the bed is an A4 size, our wood is over there with a bucket of paint on it so that it doesn't warp. Usually I get big boxes. I think it's 100 sheets, 500 sheets. I don't know, I'd need to check. And I had half of them under that bucket of paint, and then the other half over there so that they don't warp, because some of them actually come warped, and then it's just a nightmare to cut. So place it down there. Now what I want to do is I'm going to go over here, and that button there is the laser, so I can move it. So I'm going to point it there. I'm going to point it there, but I want to take you over there, and that's where the cut's going to start, and that's the bottom margin. So I always do that to make sure, even though this one is small enough, I know it would be within the parameters, but I always do that to ensure that all my cuts, or my main cut, is going to be within the board. Okay, now all I do is I go back on here and I'm going to press start. Okay, the other thing maybe I can tell you is, for example, at the top here, very difficult to hold this and show you. So at the top there, where you can see the engrave and the line. Oh, started already. So the engrave and the line, after experimenting and knowing what works, we've actually set them to that particular speed and power output. So as you can see there is your speed, 175, power is 50, and that's a full, so that's an engrave. And then the cut is always 7/100, and I mean, we've tried this at 6, we've tried it at 8, and 7 is the one we're comfortable with. Okay, I just want to show you. Now I'm going to open it, but it is very smoky, but as you can see, there it is engraving. Oh dear, not what I wanted to do. Okay, so basically what's happening is, because I've got a blue outline there, should have been black because I just wanted a line around that, it's going to literally engrave everything. The whole sheet will be engraved. So I'm going to stop it and I'm going to change it, and I'll show you how I do it. Because that board I can literally just turn around, stop, home, and the laser will go home to the beginning. Now what I want to do is this line, is that blue line, I want to make that black, because that's where I've got my engraved lines. And then if you look there, it's at the bottom of the pecking order, as I would say. So I'm just going, it's still highlighted, going to go over there, and I want to move it up to just after the engrave and make the cut last, because basically once the cut is done, you don't want to do your engraving because it moves around a little bit and it shakes. So we figured this eventually out, that we can move the order you want to do it in, and over there in the corner, that's the order of it. So it will engrave first, it will engrave line, because as you can see it says engrave full, engrave line, and cutting. So let's go back here. As you can see, that's what it had started doing. It's not what I want, but it's not train smash. I can just turn that around. Now that one has a fold there, as you can see, and that is going to be right smack bang in the middle of my design. I'm going to take the laser, just show you, take the laser, and I'm going to put it just there, and we can see where it's going to go. See, it's going to be right in the middle of her. Yeah, okay. Different piece of wood. But I can always use this for something else, so it's not a problem. Let's just make the laser go back home. I'd have a whole bunch of wood just under the machine, because I usually do a lot of cutting, but because I just wanted to do this one to finish a box I'm doing, and I've already got to do some sewing, that's why I have to keep going to fetch them. So now I'm just going to place the laser again on the outside, just to make sure it's properly positioned. Yeah, not a problem. Go. All right, now I'm going to take it home. I'm going to press start. Now because the engraving is first, it does do a lot of smoke, and you do have to keep it, the lid closed. I'll show you in a moment how we get all the smoke out, so you can see while that's running. So I'm going to take you back to the laptop. I'm just going to press start over there, back. See that? That's more exciting than watching me press start. There you go. That's how it's going to start. Oh, and the other thing is that you can actually check on the top there where that monitor is over there how long it's going to take you. So it's going to take me 20 minutes. It's going to take the machine 20 minutes. Okay. Now the other thing I wanted to show you is how we extract all the smoke, because otherwise the house would be full. So as you can see at the back there, it's got a pipe that runs into the machine. Now, let me see if I can just lift this for you. Somewhere here. There you go. Okay, let's try that again. So you can see the globe, I think it is. And then there's the extractor. So it just had that blue one when we got it. We extended it with the yellow one, and of course, because we had a cat, or we don't anymore, we used the existing cat flap to put it out. And then Jim just bought a few extra pieces. Just come outside. And very technical, it's being held by pegs, which keeps this open because the smoke doesn't pull it out. But basically that is our extraction. So it is something you'd need to think of when you do your new shed and how you're going to extract the smoke, because trust me, once or twice we've opened the door and forgot to close it as this has started cutting or engraving, and it fills up with smoke, and it stays for quite a while. The house smells of smoke sometimes. So as you can see, that's how it's doing. But basically, that is the basics and the ins and outs of my little machine. Let me just show you the whole thing over here. Apparently this, again, I don't know what the technical thing is, should never be above 10 either. If it catches fire or something, we should always have a hydrant with us. I haven't bought one yet, but there is this. It's an emergency stop. You press it and it will automatically stop. And as you can see, my temperature is down to 18.2, so not too bad. Yeah. Here's the lights. I hardly ever use them. You can see a difference when the lights are on. There you go. See it nicer. We hardly ever have to switch it on. But yeah, that's it. That's the basics of my little machine. I hope this helped a lot. Let me just show you the front of it. But there you go.